Welcome. This is Irakali Bunyoro. Good evening to you, all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Irakali Bunyoro in the Diaspora, the voice of Bunyoro. This is the voice of Bunyoro in the Diaspora, which is on Voice Show Media UK, and it is supported by BKDA UK and Rise Up Community Inclusion. It is Caroline Ajuna Kibuka Atenyi, the host. This show is normally in two languages, that is English and Bunyoro. Bunyoro being the language spoken by the people from Bunyoro. And for those of you who have just started following us and do not know where Bunyoro is found in the western part of Uganda, East Africa. With that reminder, allow me to say that itwe hano Irakali Bunyoro in the Diaspora. We would like to extend our sincere condolences and sympathies to all individuals and families who have lost their beloved ones in the past week. We want to remember omukaikuru waitu Aida B. Kyotamanya Mulimba Atwoki, Mama Abaide, the late mom of our Emeritus Chair of BKDA UK. Nitwenda n'okwijuka omusomesa w'abaingi, omusomesa waitu, nyinankuru waitu, teacher Flora Bahemuka, abaire nyinankuru wa one of our team members, Brenda Kateirema. And also ninyenda n'okwijuka muzeyi waitu Omunyoro Kato Bulega, muzeyi wa Kiki Malaika Agaba, who was going to be our guest today, but he passed on this morning. Early this morning we got news from US that he has gone and he's going to be with the Lord. Ninyenda na bandi bona abantu asoboire kubaza, ninyenda tubaijuke, and I would like to ask all of us to take a minute of silence to remember all those that I've mentioned and the ones that I have not mentioned. Tubemu na kadakika tubaijuke kandi tusabire emyoyo yabo. May the souls of the departed rest in peace. Now, that sad message, I would want to say, let me take you back for a break, a little break, and we listen to this amazing song from our own musician, very, very good musician in Bunyoro, not any other person but David King. Please enjoy it, and I hope to be back after that. Mutyo muno Abanyoro n'Abanyoro Kati and friends of Bunyoro, thank you so much for tuning in. Irakali Bunyoro, the voice of Bunyoro from the Diaspora, that is sponsored by BKDA UK and Rise Up Community Inclusion, and it is on Voice Show Media UK. Mutyo muno turorangane after akazina kano.
On this mountain of prayer, I want to see your hand of mercy. Let the softness of your wing blow into my soul. When I lift my voice in prayer, may the heaven open for me. Let your power fall on me. This mountain, Lord, I pray. On the mountain, harusozi wokusaba reka ndolo mukono gwawe umuyaga gw'obusinge gutaho mu moyo gwange kunyemukira kalyange reka iguru likinguke amani gawe gangweho harusozi ninsaba harusozi amani gawe gangweho harusozi kubaho kwawe kunyijuze on the mountain let your power fall on me let the power fall on me on the mountain let your presence fill me up fill me up on the mountain let your power fall on me let your power fall on me on the mountain ooh, your presence fill me up
ako niko akazina kaitu aka David King on the mountain kanihire nywenda mukanyumirwe kandi kabasomeize muno omutime ene yetulimo hati nituenda kuba ntutera obuzina obukutwijukya ruhanga waitu kandi nitusabira abo bona abali abafererwe kandi nitujukana ensi yaitu Uganda ngo tumanyire ebikugenda maiso and across the world. Ati na kazina konkwenda kusima muno Abwooli guest white wa Kirokinu nkubumbagambire babaire baina kuba babiri but unfortunately Malaika agaba akiki tasoboire kuba hamnaitwe hanu Kirokinu habo kuba nkubumbagambire already omuzeyi we atwairwe early in the morning this today bamuterera and she could not make it for the show na habwekyo mudajja kutuganyira muboine flyer yaitu bairero abantu babiri baituniye yo ense yitu kulibatiramu hati ninyenda muno kusima Abwooli webale muno kwikiriza kuija kuba hamnaitwe hano ha show yaitu again. It's been long time since I last spoke to you or hosted you on this voice show media Voice of Bunyoro in the Diaspora ha show yaitu hano ukabaho last time and you talked about mental health. You introduced us to this amazing topic which is a very crucial topic in our daily lives. Abantu bakaba very impressed with your presentation. Tuagarukire mukweta waikiriza kugaruka kutuongeraho part 2 and you've been working so hard to do this to prepare for this presentation today. Nabwekyo ninyenda muno kusima Abwooli, thank you so much for accepting once again to be with us here Hairaka the Bunyoro in the Diaspora, which I normally want to call it in Runyoro. Baito Murujungu is the Voice of Bunyoro from the Diaspora. Semere muno kuba nimbaza naiwe Kirokinu kandi without wasting a lot of time nkwenda kusaba obeyo obugambe buke obwokugambira haliba viewers baitu basobole kumanya who you are and then we will connect with them and we will start our show. Otyo muno Abwooli, we're introducing it to our viewers.
Hey, webale muno ateni kanine mukumpura kurungi kanira bali mu chat mukyali kunyebwa. I think I introduced myself last time. Njageza muno kubaza mu Runyoro abokuba I hear people say abantu babaza muno mu Rujungu on the show for Bunyoro. So amabara ninyotedi Diana Kemirembe mba muhara wa Betty Isingoma Malete Kitakule William Nduga Masindi Rukondo Kikaranga Mairo Mukaga from Masindi, and I don't know how many miles it is from Hoima. Indihanu mu Washington state, I think it's like 10:45 in the morning. Usually mbani nsaba betu nimpuliriza oba nindi batana bana bange. A single mom with 2 children who have special needs. My main job, I'm a social worker nkora Muirwaro, where I do assessments abantu abazire baine bizibu bya mental health. And so I work with doctors, nurses, and the whole entire team to help them. Normally Mogundi nkora for the state of Washington, nkora mu Developmental Disabilities Administration, kuyamba bana abaine ebizibu nka autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, and intellectual disabilities or developmental delays. So ngira nja kweranga ntyo Kemirembe Abwooli Kajango niko bagamba, and I'm so proud to be a Bunyoro and always willing to make Bunyoro shine. So I'm so happy to be on Voice of Bunyoro. I'm always following up on Bunyoro, Voice of Bunyoro, and trying to support as much as I can. Thank you so much for hosting me, and thank you, Caroline, for always supporting Bunyoro and the team of Voice of Bunyoro.
Ka introduction kwako tugambire who you are, and I'm sure now people have come to know who exactly you are. Kiongato tugambire Ruganda rwawe wewe wa Ruganda rwa mama bokuba ati batugambire tulina kubaza Ruganda nanka Ruganda rwaitu, those are the clans. Omutalindwa wa the Urukurato rwa Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom. The speaker has encouraged me and he keeps telling me all the time, Urabano baza Voice of Bunyoro in the diaspora. From the diaspora, please encourage your guests to tell people their clans. Hatimba ininsaba ya Abwooli tugambira Ruganda rwawe, and then tutandike with the topic of today.
I think my mom would be very disappointed if I didn't know that. Aside my dad, I think to Baba Baraha and to Zira is it called Endahi, right? And then aside my mom, Baba Bahinda Bazira ati mankini yoki Murunyoro okurora ngena ninyebwa enkende Bazira enkende. So those are that's what I can say. On my mom's side, Baba Hinda Bahinda Kati nuko bagamba, right, for the women. And then on my side, Muraha. Then for the ladies, it's Bahinda Kati, Baraha Kati, something like that. And forgive me if I miss things.
No, don't worry. We are all on the journey of learning, and I'm sure our viewers bajakuba nibakwetegereza, and now they know who you are. They know which Luganda rolimu n'Abaganda n'Abakuzara. Thank you so much for that brief introduction. It's amazing to know who you are and to know what you do. Today our topic, I'll just remind our viewers, topic yaitu ya kirokini is mental health, and we are going to particularly be looking at neurocognitive disorders and the treatment and the challenges faced by the elderlies. And our case study will be Bunyoro, because this is a show about Bunyoro. As you know, it's the Voice of Bunyoro in the diaspora. So our case study is going to be in Bunyoro. It's not like there is no mental health somewhere else in the other parts of the country, but our case study today will be Bunyoro. Hati, with that reminder, kugambira haba viewers baitu bulo kaija watugambira how the introduction part of it. You talked about different things like obsessive disorder, watugambira how depression, depression, watugambiraho anxiety, watugambiraho bipolar, watugambiraho ebintu bingi nanyo bindi byanyeba abokuba bikaba bigambo biri very technical in the medical world, kandi nyowe mba muntu wa arts timanya kurunga ebintu bya science ebyo bindabaho burabaho mba nimbihura nibigendaga. So I want you to give us a back overview or a reminder of what we talked about last week, and then we will continue with the topic of today. Otyo muno ate Abwooli.
Wewale muna atenyi. So last time nkabaza muno about bipolar, depression, abokuba mwijuke that was in November, tukabantu going through a lot with COVID-19. People were really depressed, in panic, anxiety. So nabaza muno alebye bintu na how to take care of yourself, self-care, like kwefaho enkomuntu not only kweyonja but no kwetereza mu ntekereza yawe. So nabaza muno schizophrenia, nkabantu bagamba omuntu agwire iraru, akubaza nebintu ebitaliyo, nkabaza muno na kunywa omwenge. Twabaza na some kind of like personality disorders, atenyi nayo wagambo sa kuboli OCD. And I also reminded people not to diagnose themselves, to seek clinical professional diagnosis. Nabaza muno the importance of stigmatizing mental health. Kila muno Bunyoro obusuma na relating to disruptive disruptive behavioral issues. Nabaza muno abintu bingi muno na abusezi, like how that can be related to schizophrenia, but we don't know. So na encouraging abantu boku omanyire relative wa waine kizibu kugenda kuseekinga for mental health assessment and then be diagnosed, then barole how they can help you, either put you on medication, which is usually antidepressants and psychotic medication, kuyamba kuba kurungi. But tukialero, I'm deciding, because most people who were in the chat, they were asking questions about dementia, questions about Alzheimer. So, and I got a lot of calls. People wanted to know more about this. And so, ebyo byona ebakandi bahabuza bili mu category ya neurocognitive disorders. So kialero nagamba wewe katubazale ebyo, because we need to respect people's viewers, eventu babani benda kubazaho. So today I will be talking about neurocognitive disorders.
Bale muno na kutuhaho a brief reminder of what we talked about last week. I remember very well myself. I was so intrigued and surprised to know that alcoholism is part of a disorder. I didn't know. Nyonya manyaga bantu kunywa omwenge, it is fine, it is a habit. I didn't know. So many people were so surprised to hear that, and webale muno kuongera kutwijukizamu ebintu ebitwabalizo last week. Hati with today, as you've said, we are going to be focusing on neurocognitive disorder, and we want to really look at the adults, how locals label elderlies in this kind of field of mental health.
Abali mu diaspora abakira mumanyire obano kyaija hanu abantu abakira muno in America. I don't know about the UK and other countries, but obano kyaija mu nsi zino emirime banza akolebwa ebanka akora na bakayikuru, tubeta bakayikuru, the elderly in Bunyoro, I think we call them abakayikuru, abazeyi. Those are the common words I know. And then in the chat, people can give me more words that are used. So boba no kyaija hanu okira a majority, I would say maybe 90% or even 99% of abantu abandi baruga Uganda baija hanu bakura na bakayikuru. So that's why I kind of wanted to relate this. Bakuranka one-on-one no mukayikuru obomu oba mu adult home, which are called like family homes, oba bakola mu assistive living, or like a facility abali nka more than even 90 adults. So people do take care of that, and then in order to do that, or in again a no soma certified nursing assistant or home health aide, nibyo biri common here in America. I don't know in the UK, but I wanted to focus more on elderly because inkobo manyire bobota firono oli muto, what else ogenda kaikura, right? Yes, kandi tuina n'abakaikuru baingi aba okwo nka mukyaro abaina challenges, is really related to neurocognitive disorder. But first, let me say what neurocognitive disorder is. So neurocognitive disorder, cognitive kimanyisa omubwongo, how your brain is functioning. So obwongo obukutandika kujwaha, okatandika kutunga ebizibu ebyoku kutekereza, kuluzinga memory, otakujuka ebintu byokora, otali able kukola ebintu byakoraga buli kiro, so that causes a lot of concerns. Na neurocognitive disorders zino more related to medical conditions. Zino medical conditions zikira ziri under dementia. So ojakura muno muntu naga dementia nikyo kiki. Dementia is simply omuntu nokura ki oyine ebizibu mu bwongo. Aloho kuba eri mild oba eri really hard, like major, kiri kyamani muno. Obokuba oli kyamani muno binakuba related to like Alzheimer. Alzheimer is a disease. Then we have Parkinson. Oba mukwijuka engeri in relating to these disorders or these diseases is back home. Nkwijuka munkani nkyali mwana muto akabaho mukazi yakaragana akankana bagamba akarwaro buko. Oba mukwijuka baito buko, I'm like akarwaro buko karogaki. So but that is Parkinson disease. And it's treatable, it's chronic, it doesn't cure, and most people end up dying, of course. But with medication and all that, people are able to live longer. Alzheimer's, nayo is a disease, kiramuno caused by the lack of protein in our bodies. Kandi, it also common with people who are elder. Who is an elder? So according to United Nations, a researcher in Kozerege, statistically, bo bagamba omuntu ayine emyaka 6, then you start being an elder. And that's when they expect you to start deteriorating with memory loss, getting all these other, needs that you can't take care of yourself, kokunaba, kulya, kulibata, wandering, like abandi bagenda just ni bali bataheru nosanga nkorundo mukaikura kulibata no muhabuzo genda nkata manyire oba na mukekiro na agenda ebizibu byokubyama tibabyama kurungi. Other diseases that can also like impact us, especially HIV/AIDS. Eki abantu bazaga muno abakabantu abaina nka bageta slim in Bunyoro, right? Abaina slimu bagwire idaru wiki, but also HIV/AIDS can actually affect and can lead you to have these neurocognitive disorders. Ebintu nkebyo. And also, I think another term like delirium, nayeri under neurocognitive disorder, but delirium engeri nsage explaining erinti it's a faster, short-lived cognitive disorder. Example insa kueleza nka omuntu oba tungire nka accident akaba like traumatized, okarora na luzinga senses ze I'll never forget when we had an accident in 2010 and my sister was just going in the road, you know, she lost everything and she didn't have anything that had happened to her, but because of that short tense trauma, you're going into a delirium. Also delirium
Hello, sorry again, sorry tutungiremu some hiccup again here. Guest waitu afrizingire, but as soon as she returns, nitwijja kuba ntumugara abaina tugambira some of the disorders that are under cognitive neuro disorder. Waraba nagaruka agarukire najja kuba na to explaining again more about delirium, which she said is the disorder that you get after a very short shock. For example, tungire accident no gumya no ba shocked, then notandika kwebwa notandika kwiruka across the road, otakumanya kike kigenda, and that is also part of the disorder that we are talking about today. Kyonkanko bwa freezingire ninyenda kuba nimba ijukia mukake ebintu byatugambire last week, last time we yabaire hanu hasho. I'm sure she has already told us some of them. Kyonka abandi basora kuba batabitegereze kurungi mbaye ninyenda kuba nimbi basomera mu hanu nibwo waragaruka. We will see how the show will go on. Last time katugambiraho about bipolar, and according to what I know about bipolar nanyoti ndi mukugo mbintu bino, that's why I have called Abwooli Teddy aija tugambire ebintu bino. A bipolar is when you get so hyped up and then you become a bit dysfunction in your brain, and you're very active, you do things that are very hyper, and you can't sit doing things, you have to be on the move at all the time, and that is bipolar. So it is the high side of depression. While depression you're down, bipolar you're up. Then yatugambira about anxiety. Of course, think abantu abakira nyo na anxiety mugimanyira, I'm sure. Tuina hana ba social workers who will be talking to us about it. I'm sure they will be in the chat telling us about what they know about mental health. I know Mkaikuru wange Alice Atugonza Atenyi nawe is watching here today. She can tell us more about, because I know she's a social worker and she understands some of these neurocognitive disorders that we are talking about today. Nabandi nywena abantakavoine hachati, but I'm sure you'll be sharing with us your experience. Last time we did very well on guest waitu nagaruka online. Last time also she talked about obsessive compulsive disorder, where one becomes obsessed of something. Naba buli kimu nayende kitu kiri straight, a pen agirekeregeri straight, it must be straight, or waragisangeri moved. I think that is obsessive compulsive disorder, where abandi baba obsessed with washing their hands. Buli saho omuntu ayina kunaba engaro nagire engaro ze ziragwire. Baitu ninyenda ba viewers na ba listeners baitu kandi lero tulo mu covid mutarura abantu ne banabo mu ngaro mukatandika kuba diagnosing kuba na mental health. She has told us we should not diagnose ourselves. When you think your family, relative or friend is getting some kind of neurocognitive disorder, please take them to a medical personnel. Do not start telling them, oh, kusano in a disorder, ne batugambire her voice of Bunyoro in the diaspora. No, please. When you see someone washing their hands over and over, do not think that they are having that kind of disorder. But I know it is one of those things where you become obsessive and you start thinking this must be this, you know, nobody's so obsessed over something, and that is disorder. Yatugambiraho trauma. Last time she talked about trauma as well. I know most of you will understand what trauma is. Omuntu going through something that is so bad in your life. You saw something very terrifying. Maybe you saw a relative being killed, or you saw maybe your family being killed or fighting, and it traumatized you so much. You end up getting that kind of disorder. Ebintu nkebyo. Yatugambiraho stress. We know all of us are stress-related disorders. yazitugambira dissociative disorders, classifications that have not had an overview. Yatugambiraho somatic symptoms ezo timbimanyire. Yatugambiraho feeding and eating disorders aroho abandi some of us tukaba tutamanyire nti disazano disorder no sanga omuntu atakwenda kulya ni mumugamba bojjenyo omwana ogo talya nitukizina buzina nk'ekizina nalya akachocolate kataito kati oba nanywa amaizi gonka nyoti nkwenda byokulya nyoti nkwenda kinu nalya just that is abandi baba baina eating disorder baitu tutakumanya then abandi ni balya muno vice versa oli onda takulya at all then ondi kandi nalya muno. And some of us we talk about it and we laugh about it. Omwana wanankogo we wali ebyokulya no omuntu akulya esahani nka 10 eyakuba ine eribo omuntu wom hati twentandika kuseka nitugamba ogo mwana aliya omusajja ogwo ali ebyokulya omukiyalo ni mumubaza ntamanya kyali ayino bulwaire na habwekyo those are some of the eating disorders as tutamanyire mu bunyoro noro mwana takulya wena konokera kehere wena kusana kati ni mugamba amwana ogo tibamulolera kurungi omwana ogo ntamanya kyali ayina problem with eating disorders. Ezo nayo egyo nayo akagitugambiraho last time. Yatugambiraho elimination disorders, yatugambiraho sleeping elimination disorders tinja kubabiha na nyoti ngimanyire baitu. Our professionals who are in the chat today will share if they know about anything about it. Kurora barabani ba commentinga, but I haven't seen anyone say anything. I'm sure they were waiting for Diana to tell us more about them. Then yatugambiraho last time yatugambiraho sleeping awake disorders nororo omuntu nayimukanye ekiro mu kitabu nalibata nakingura olwigi nagenda nagaruka bukeire hati obundi bunyoro tugamba mbumusezi wana nkabali baba basezi ntamanya kyali it is not busezi nti obakikora mbabo kwabasezi baitu it is a disorder hati ebyo byona tujja twina kurora itwenka abantu abali abasomesezibweho kake tutugamba nti tubimanyire olwaliro omuntu ali museze okamusanga yejuira ali basiragenzere for example wa Masindi arugire Kihande agenzere Masindi town oba arugire ito ababu abankanyo wa Bunyoro owa Hoima arugire Kasunga na mbere mamange bamuzara ali basire ayikire nka Hoima abyamire baita kimanyi then yengi akala nagaruka no mukaguza obayirege nkata mayendo okumanya. Please try to make sure that you support those people obundi baba baina disorder ya sleeping ni bayimuka ekiro batamanyire. Nebyo byona nibyo yatugambira last week. I'm just giving you some of the things that we talked about last week. I mean sometime back in November when Kemirembe Abwooli was last here when she shared the introduction of mental health. Na habweke bindi timbimanyire baitu nkwijuka bwijuke byabalize na nyowe ni nyongerezao. Abantu muraba mwine kimumanyire, please advise or talk to us in the chat. Amoti Abwooli arugiroho timanyire what has happened, but my technical team is trying to make sure that she returns on the show. Obutwarugiraho twabaho nekintu ekiyatusomeseze briefly about sexual dysfunctions ezo tinzimanyire tinja kubabiha na yatugambiraho disruptive impulse control, yatugambiraho conduct disorders, we have touched on this last time, yatugambiraho na subsistent related addictive disorders ezo ngira niho oyambere yatugambira marwa kunywa muno a lot of taking it over hatina nyongenda kurugaho mfoke nsome bya mento mbaye nimbi bagambira hana. I don't know whether I did well Kionka. Yes, you were telling us you are trying to tell us more about how locals label elderlies, and you were talking about some short-term disorder that is caused by a short-term shock, for example an accident, and you were telling us about your own experience with your sister. Hati kankuhe omuzindaro ogarukemo otusomese otyo muno webala boli garuka.
Thank you so much. Sorry for the internet and the technical problems. Baitu ruhanga ja kutuyamba kumaraho. And thank you for covering up. You did a very great job at Enyi. Ati ofukeire kimali mental health professional. But as I was saying, ingira nkangirege ningamba a delirium, like a short-lived one, nagamba it caused or in a trauma, like an accident, substance abuse, omuntu atamire muno na luzinga, you know, their memory. Nikyo kura abantu nagamba, olabege abalizege bigambo bingi munatamire, then nakyanye kyaga nagamba mbalizege kiti nkwijuka kintu kione kimbalizege. So that's a kind of like delirium there. Usually bakuleka no restinga for some time and then you'll be fine. Usually it's not treated that much, and also it can be caused by dehydration. Munywa maizi ninywa maizi muka break kanu kentungire omusana gwa mani muno hanu ntagenda kutunga delirium, so munywire muna maizi hanu. So usually if you go to the ER baja kutekaho IV baku hydrating. So I think because of the time that I've not been there, let's look at how do we diagnose neurocognitive disorders. So again, you need to seek medical attention. Borabo ina munyaruganda wawe norura all these changes, please seek professional clinical attention. So usually because it's cognitive mwijuke, it's about the brain, mubongo bwaitu. So by Jakora, the common ones that I know, and again, I'm not a doctor, but the common ones that I know that are used, and according to the research, is MRI. MRI baja kuteka mu machine. I think MRI is magnetic resonance imaging. Obunanki balize kurungi, obunanta kibalize kurungi munganyire. But baja kuteka mu kiome ekyo, it's a big, and I think in Uganda we also have those. Timanyire mwiraro lyato lya Hoima na Masindi, if we have MRI imaging. I don't know if we have those. But nibyo ebintu tuinakoraho itonkira muneta bali hanu mu diaspora to see inti government wekubata etakutwereza ebintu nkabinu. How can we help our people in Bunyoro by having these machines there? So MRI is very expensive, but people here have insurance. So they do an MRI, they look at your brain and see how your brain is, the frequency, how your brain is functioning. And also, apart from that one, they can also do EEG, over EEG, kiraira muno, electronic cephalogram. Actually, mwana wange jwera karuga akora EEG, and it's also commonly done for people who are having seizures. Murunyoro tugamba bakugwa ensimbu, but usually it's seeing the frequency of your brain functioning. Then bakora ekindi baketa CT. CT is computerized tomography. So naye ekurora just mu brain, kurora how your brain is functioning. And then if you're not doing those ones, nekinde kiba kusa kutanika kosa is a general clinical examination. Egyo niye kurora nka all the neurocognitive testings and psychological testings done. But never following like family history, wokuboka ikwire muno nibarora otandikire kwebwa bas niborora nibatandika kwereza like puzzles to fill out, or filling out puzzles wokubota zimanyire oba nibagamba count, can you add 2 plus 2, or if you remove this apple, how many apples do you have? Now using calendar, like how can you tell the days, can you tell the time, ebintu nkebyo, that is under that. Endi ebakira koesa is a psychiatric assessment. Egyo ekira kuba ne functioninga munonka omanyire boba notunga these dementia symptoms, most of them are psychotic. Psychotic obani kyonka kimurunyoro, like having hallucinations, nukokurora ebintu ebitaloho, having those delusions and being paranoid. Norora nko muntazire kutera kimkataloho nikyo kuraba kaikuru bana bandi ba becoming so combative, batandika kulwana, to be very impulsive. Nibatera abantu nikyo kula abantu abamu abakuru bakayikuru bagamba nyoko tingarukayo tinkiasobola kulolera bakayikuru bano omukayikuru anteirege bikeyo. So because they are seeing things that are not there, or hearing voices like auditory hallucinations or visual, those are the hallucinations that we have that are not there. So they just need help, like behavioral help and psychiatric medication. Then endi nyo yinkira akozesa mu irwaro is the mini mental state examination, which is sought for MMSE. That is a very common one. So egyo ohabuza, are you able to go to the bathroom? Okusobola kwetwala mu latrine wenka ntikwa okubyama ota oha kuyamba okusaba kusasula bills zaawe ntikwaha oba, you know, all these questions like daily living activities. So we look at all those. There are very many other ways to actually diagnose. Aloho, another one that is really used in adult homes daily is a Montreal cognitive assessment, short for MOCAP. Very, very commonly used. Nendi, very commonly used is the neuropsychiatric inventory. Egyo eja functioning on your cognitive functioning, kila muno memory loss, functioning ha behaviors zotanikire kutunga, nko tugambire hallucinations, delusions, paranoia, ebintu nkebyo. Baitu mwijuka bakayikuru baitu banu abakira batandika kubura nubo ojja kuwula omukayikuru abuzirege yagenda tumanye balagenzerege mboje mu bumbu inoho, you know, ebintu nkebyo. Olundi abakayikuru abamu they just become very depressed because they are isolated, and so ne baba depressed, takulya nayanga kulya nayanga kunaaba nayanga kora kintu kiona naikaroba mu room ye yonka na yesisira takusa kwe cleaning, things like that. So it's a combo, it's a byona kubiteraniza bintu bingi muno. So that's how we can do that testing. And then if
just to come
I don't
in
know.
there, I know abantu bajagamba lero Diana. By the way, just to remind, Diana is doing very well today. Was actually supposed to be presented by Malaika Agaba Akiki, who is a qualified mental health nurse. Baitu habwe ebizibu ebimugwiroho abambi Diana ya stepping in to do the presentation okutusomesaho about that. Diana is a social worker into that field as well, but I think she had prepared some other bit, and then in Akiki aberegeni when agenda kutusomesa hali ebya Diana ebyakutubalizawo nawe ekyo ba viewers baitu na ba listeners baitu musime muno Abwooli kuba a stepping in within a very short time kutugambira all how this disorder can be diagnosed. Ebintu biraira na nyobi insobereti nsana okubibaza nkulola Diana na abisoma ninga mama we lero kino nyonya kisomere. But that is how good Diana is, and we want now to go, how can we treat neurocognitive disorder? Can it be treated or can it not be treated?
Webale munatenyi, the answer to that is yes. It can be treated. Of this is not cured. So first of all, for the treatment, bajja kufocusinga muno hakuyamba behaviors. So atika tugambe oino mukayikuru atandikire kugenda nabura, takyalya, oba akutunga these hallucinations, oba mukayikuru akwebwa takusa kujuka na mabara, especially with Alzheimer people forget. They'll even forget you. Ati osakuba na mami wawe aina Alzheimer's, or your dad aina Alzheimer's, na kwebwa ntoli na muhara. It's very, very emotional for even the caregivers. So what they do is they try to treat. First of all, they do their medications in Kobungambirege. aloho and bwakubaina like these psychotic features baja kumteka and psychiatric medications bwarabaina depression and anxiety nebe biri associated baja kumteka mubazi ogwa antidepressants kumuyambaho. But tulina kuijuka nti obulwaire buno kira muno Alzheimer, Parkinson, obulwaire tibugenda akira, tibwijja akira, it's chronical. So bagenda ne progressing n'obulwaire obwo as time goes on they eventually die. Unfortunately, that is the truth. But aloho like changing lifestyles kuba encouraging kuba active like exercising kurura ebintu ebibayendaga batakakayikwire muno ati nkanyotedde nyenda kuteera engoma. Probably music therapy would be good for me when that time comes, nkayikwire nyina nka dementia kind of symptoms. Probably they would bring drums for me and I would drum those ones and keep active. Abandi kulibata encouraging kulibataho listening to music. Abandi bahana bakira bakora like yoga, meditation. I think abakusaba abayikiriza mu kusaba, encouraging them to go to church or even taking them to church. Ebintu nkebyo bayikale bali active. Then therapy for both the caregivers and the muntu wonyina aina neuro cognitive, especially preparing the caregivers that it can worsen is very good, and that warabaina Alzheimer's aja kwebwa asa nokwebwa nto loho asa kweta muntu ondi, and some of them even focus on one thing nikiba stuck in their brain asa focusing probably a grandkid abandi ba focusing abintu byabaire birungi in their lives, so bringing back those memories. Orora muna abantu ne baletanka albums and they start showing ono nowe nanka no garuka mu buto kwijukiza omuntu ono ebintu ebintu byakaba manyire.
Abwooli, I know as you're talking about this and now getting a bit mixed up, I know you talked about dementia and Alzheimer's, yeah? So how do you tell the difference of the two diseases? Because they seem to be the same, I don't know. Sometimes we mix the two on to gambona ride dementia or one ride Alzheimer's. So how do you differentiate the two? What is the way to differentiate the two diseases? Because or disorders that
okay, dementia is an umbrella for all those case, and it is a dementia niyo umbrella einamu Alzheimer's, Parkinson, Huntington disease, Lewy, byona bikufalinga under dementia. In simple terms, mubuntu obutito, dementia means into okuluzinga your cognitive. But what is causing you okuluzinga your cognitive ability? So okuluzinga your cognitive ability maybe because you have Alzheimer's, which is under dementia. Maybe you have Parkinson, which is under dementia too. So maybe you have Lewy disease, which is under dementia. It's an umbrella, So the word dementia up there just means you're losing either your memory, you're losing your cognitive ability caused by this, by that. So in other words, dementia is just to say into okuluzing a cognitive. But what is causing it? Is it because HIV/AIDS? Is it because of ebibimbalizo haiguru? So in other words, omuntu akuluzinga, we have to really take them for diagnosis. I don't know how to emphasize it. We have to take them for diagnosis and know what medical condition they are in. These other diseases, and some of them are hereditary or genetic in our blood, that your grandmother had Alzheimer's, so likely you have it. or your great grandmother had Parkinson, likely you have it. And we have to remember, all these tests, they test even our protein, which functions for our brain. So tinja agenda into details about what in the doctor, but that's the simple way of understanding it. That dementia is a big picture of these other diseases that are causing you to lose your cognitive ability.
Na treating neurocognitive disorders obairo tugambireho the medical conditions otugambireho are in therapeutic intervention otugambireho treating symptoms of psychosis and behavioral symptoms. So which other treatment, and then we can go on the challenges of elderly population in Uganda.
So other than those ones, I would say aloho na abantu abandi bakozesa herbal medicine, which I think is very common in Uganda, in Bunyoro in particular. Oja kusanga, what I know, according to the research, timanyire green tea bageta bata mu Lunyoro lero bojo mu Nyambe. Green tea is said is said to really I don't know how. So green tea is said to really be helpful with, especially with, helping with these neurocognitive disorders. The other herbal medications are like lavender to calm them down. Oba lavender niyo kirero mu Lunyoro bojenye nganyite tima lavender nkobagieta. Rosemary, aloho rosemary nayo tingimanye mu Lunyoro. Obudalasini, watumanyire obudalasini nkamanyire niyo cinnamon, right? So things like that also can be helpful, usually just to calm someone down, to help them with sleep. Ebintu byona byomanyire kusa kuyamba omuntu kubyama, kukaminga down could be very helpful. But the most essential treatment is love for our relatives who are going through this, not giving up on them, not neglecting them, just continuing to help them and loving them. I think combined with all these treatments, that would be the most ingredient for them to live a better life, and also as they go on progressing with their diseases, just being appreciative of what they did for us because they are our elders, and just giving back to them.
So now webale muno kutugambiraho the treatment. Of course, you have wrapped it with love, not to give up on us. And this is what this is one of our major pillar, the other pillars of the nation, or Bunyoro in particular. So we must love our elderly, we must look after them, we must visit them, we must listen to them when they are talking to us, and we show them love. Basically, is the most treatment you can give someone having those cognitive, neurocognitive disorder. Hati, twina challenges of elderly population, especially in Uganda. What do you have to say about this problem that we have as we go coming to our break? We'll be after that. I think we'll go for a break and we'll return with the other part of the show.
So webale munatenyi. So enyona unkimanyire kira muno mu Bunyoro abakaikuru baitu obunaku nubo nja kubandizaho. Because of high poverty, they cannot even afford to go for this diagnosis and treatment, So aba kaikuru abakira akabomu kaikuru bamwetaga Nyanzige wange akafa last year, I think. But I remember her mom Nyandira, she would just forget a lot of stuff. But the main source of income was farming, of course, just for local farming. Not kutunda, not ikoraki. So she would just depend on borabo muyambireyo, omutwalire sabuni, omutwalire kasukali, oba omuhaire akasente, which of course yanywaga smonko or even buying some kalika kukunywaho katito. So most of it's actually poverty. Then another challenge is that is illiteracy, butamanya, butamanya okwo ebintu nkabinu ati nyonkaira, like Parkinson. I didn't know that Parkinson was a disease. Nkakuramanyira is buko until when I started studying these things. That's when I found out, oh my God, omuntu akuba ali mulwaire, so ebintu nkebyo butamanya. Another thing is just another challenge is just focusing our culture tradition. Naye is another way of challenge in a negative way. Like traditionally abakaikuru twabaraga nibo bakaba baina magezi nibo nebatuyamba mbintu byona nkokuziika obugenyi ebintu byona, like social activities. So uba kuba losingire mind oba aina these cognitive disorders, just labeling them okagamba ogagwire iraru, oba bamurogere bamuseningirege, bagamba bata bamuseningirege, I'm forgetting that word they use.
Amarogo.
Bamuseningirege amarogo. Ebitega. Oh my God, inclusingo runyoro rwange mu nyambe.
Tugenda kusomesa orunyoro nanyo nikwo ntyo tuli bayingi.
Chikubonabona n'orunyoro baitu tugezaho. So ebintu nkebyo, and then another challenge, I think Uganda tutuna resources really. If you look at my research, I figure Uganda, okay, because of the culture, we grew up omanyire nti obobwena mukaikuru atinka Saturday nkege mugenda ni mumusenyere enku ni mumuletera maizi. So it was a community togetherness helping these elderlies. But the challenge is abakaikuru tubalekereyo mu byaro, abana bayituyirukireyo mu bibuga, tuli Kampala tukusere sente, abakaikuru tubalekere mu byaro byaitu. Ate lero nka Rukondo abakaikuru balao tibaina muntu na kubayamba. Batunyo okwijuka obunasoma g'omugigi twabaga na program where we would help the elderly to get tubaletera maizi, tubasenyere enku for the whole entire week, tubachumbireho, tusemeze sigati, ebintu nkebyo. I don't know if they are still there in Rukondwa, in particular, or in Bunyoro. But we used to help them like that. Unlike Hanu, mu America especially, they have, for them, they have adult homes, they have insurance, insurance enungi, osakutunga like a caregiver, nkobunga bregen tutandika, emini mekira obobano kyajano orolera bakaikuru. So they will hire you and you take care of this elderly mother of theirs or father as they go to work and things like that. But Uganda, we don't have that. And also the abakaikuru baitu challenges is they are being abused. Abana bakira, they're abusing these elderlies. I've had cases of rape, I've had cases of physical abuse, I've had cases of financial exploitation. Can financial exploitation, at exploitation nikyo kimurunyoro, over taking advantage, kubatwara honke sente zaabu, kubatwara ebibanja byabu, abakaikuru, but they are really being taken advantage of in Bunyoro right now. Alom kaikuru mu unawena abukedde na complaininga, bakaja batwara ettaka lye, tamanyiro ayalitwaire, bakumugamba kurugaho, tamanyireho ogenda, is like 78 years, So all those are challenges that are facing our elderly back home. And another big challenge is I think there is no advocacy. Busa omuntu akubabaliza kubayamba. So abali abakubayamba, thank you. But I think it's a big challenge that abakaikuru banu tibaina very good advocacy, especially with the government. They are just being left there. Imagine constitution in like policies about abuse, but they don't know how to access help. bw'alaba ali illiterate agenda kusoma ata constitution akamanya nti this policy is there to help me, or where do they even start to seek help when they feel they have been taken advantage of?
Okay, we are slightly going to go for a break, but I just want you to point out contributions that can be done by contributions by the elderly that they have done for us, and then we'll be going, just point them out in bullet points, and then we'll go for a break, and we'll return with the other part of our show.
Onteida akaguhaka pointing out. I'm detail oriented, but let me try. So contributions that are elderlies, they used to pass on traditional education. I think nkobonterega akasigiriko gamba what is your clan and but they used to do that. They used to pass on information about our culture. You would not have any wedding or burial without these elderlies. If you had a problem, katugambe mwine kiziba akiaro, our elders were called to actually settle these problems. They played a big role in reminding us our history. Kila muno kabalega nyonka soma muno kabalega from that lady oumbalizoho no yanyigiseze kabalega kabana akora kiti timanyire myaka yange bati nyonkujuka nkagenda wa kabalega na kuraga kinu na kinu wa kabalega. So I learned a lot from there. Idioms, proverbs, ezomurunyoro, timanye proverbs nikyo kimurunyoro, but ebintu nkebyo byona twabyegaga kuruga ombakaikuru baitu baikaragane batugambira stories like storytelling. I hope Bunyoro Kitara will do that. They will write books about our history and all that. But we used to learn from the elders, and also medicine, like herbal medicine. They would teach, hey, guno mubazi kana kakora kanu kayamba kinu, akakora kanu kakora kinu. So they would pass on even like medicinal knowledge to us in short term. But they were very, very useful, and they are still very useful in our lives.
Okay, now I know to abantu bajakwandi benda how can we tell people about mental health in Bunyoro? I know, of course, there is something that you are telling us about sensitization. What else can people do so that just in a point bullets, then we close and come, because I want us to do mental health and come back in the other part to do the questions and the other part of the show.
Okay, so what people have done here, and I don't want to compare, but Nyeki Sange Kiri very useful, is having like facilitators abagendera kimu mu byaro bakarora bakaikuru bali bayingaha tukamanya omuhendo bizibuka ibibayina tugenda kubayamba bata bayina buyambiki right now. Do they have someone taking care of them? Like, do they have a caregiver? Mu Bunyoro nkungambege nkozegere research yange tituinayo any adult home. Most of the adult homes I found, they are in Kampala, like St. Jennifer, like the adult home care in Uganda, adult home care. But mu Bunyoro tituinayo anything. So also like awareness, creating this awareness, tugenda ama radio ati nkabunkora hati Voice of Bunyoro mwebala bakuuliriza okwo let's do sensitization like this, radios, TVs, nombyaro kugenda nturangira we don't hataliyo COVID and they're on lockdown, but after COVID, let's do these things. Let's do sensitization, and let's also create avenues where we are really actually helping them. Like mumarwaro gaitu tuinayoki tuinayo emibazi ine ebimeni ngambe emibazi tuinayo ba social workers abakusa kubarambura bakaba counseling. What do we have there? Actually, we don't have enough. Bakaikuru baitu bakubonabona muno. Tuina kubaijuka, tuina kubayamba financially also. Boku wena yakantu omanyire kitongole kikusa kuyamba bakaikuru banu. Please give and help these elderlies.
And for that part one of our short. today nitugenda kuumuraho tugenda tugenda kubalekera ya kazina kandi from one of our other best singers again in Bunyoro mujja kuba ati nkamanyire kurungi kyonka engineer white tunajja kuba nakatuletera. Enjoy it, and after that we'll be coming back immediately after the break with Teddy to continue with the other part of the show. Mutyo muno Abanyoro n'Abanyoro Kata and friends of Bunyoro, thank you so much for tuning in. Hierarchy ya Bunyoro in the diaspora. Enjoy this song. See you then.
Sasura, yeah. He did it and he will do it again. He will do it again. He did it and he will do it again. He will do it again. He did it and he will do it again and again. He will do it again. Ajako bikona no kundi bamugomo okumanya mukama na bikora ni kwato asire na bikora no komo Bible. Ebyanga kabikora ndi sabuti Nabinara bikora kandi se buti Ebyanga kabikora ndi sabuti Nabinara bikora kandi se buti
Mwebaleyo hakumura kwaitu ako ni kakazina. I think the title is He Will Do It Again. God, He Will Do It Again. Kubutmugambire situation tuli muhati, the current situation, we actually need to trust and have a belief in something. You may not believe in God, but you have to believe in something for us to continue living, because it's a very dark time for most of us. Ekyo kizina ni kyokba Aime wa Igema Band, and it is talking about God doing it again. Mwebale yo hakumura nkawungambire. Just a few before I bring back our guest, Abwooli Teddy. He would have been in the chat today, but today we are hosting her. Naija kuba nagaruka ha online bamoleke kisanike. I just want to say thank you so much inywe n'abatuningire in, inywe n'abakuha comments, abakulakinga our page omukuru dewo. Webale muno kugamba abantu, for those who are live, let us like and share our amazing show for today. Mwebale kuba hamu naitwe. Thank you so much. Dewo Ogo is one of our team members of the Voice of Bunyoro in the Voice of Bunyoro in the diaspora. Kandi ali Bunyoro na representing the Voice Show Media UK. Atuoki webale muno for that amazing work ebyokora na timu yawe Uganda. Hati, I'm going to do this time, I'm going to do something different. I'm not going to acknowledge or say out, I don't know what I should do. Anyway, let me acknowledge the people who are on the show, and then I'll read out a few questions. Diana, you write them down, and then after that, I will play a video, because our second part is we are going to talk about Bella Smiles, the your charity here. Itutuzeta charity timanire US what word you use. You watandikire last year, the first time we invited you here at Bunyoro in the Diaspora, you were telling us about this amazing charity that you are going to start, and we thank God you were able to do it, and so you decided to come back and report to your fans, to our viewers, to our listeners, how far you've gone with Bella Smiles, which is very fantastic. And we want all our viewers, our guests, to come back and give a report after presenting on the Voice of Bunyoro in the Diaspora. Then we get connected, we continue informing our viewers and listeners what is happening with our amazing guests that come here on the show. Hatini nyenda kwa acknowledging some of the people who are on the chat, and then probably if you have a piece of paper and a pen, you grab it and you'll be writing down the questions, and then later on in the show you will answer those questions. Diana Kemirembe nawe nayo baire mu chat okora byona today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mama Alisa Atenyi, you are watching. Thank you very much, Atenyi, for watching. Timothy Juko Abwooli watching. Abwooli, thank you for watching. Kepo Gloria, well done. Akiki Atenyi and Abwooli, webale Gloria for appreciating the work we are doing. And Gloria still says, I doubt they don't have Bambi. I don't know what they don't have, but she can clarify that. But I think they don't have the facilities that you are saying we need for to help our people regarding this issue of mental health. Twina Bunyoro, sorry, Again, Tugume Ben Isoke, thank you so much for tuning in. This is one of our members of BKDA, and he's on our executive. Webale muno kutuninga ini Tugume Isoke, and Nyanjura Immaculate. Bite, my sister, you are serious. I don't know which sister she's talking about, probably you or me. She will tell us more as we go in the chat. Gloria is saying everyone is minding her own business. I think it's got to do with helping the elderly, and she's right. Most of us have given up on our elderly parents, and we have now come we have come in towns to look for money. Some of us have even traveled abroad to look for our money and another lifestyle, and we've forgotten our parents back home. So Egyo, it is very touching, and we must do something about it. Exploitation is ekiyongera. I think that's what she meant. Aroho Abwooli, nawe, thank you so much. Anna Slate Abwooli, thank you so much for tuning in. I think all these people, you know them, your mom, Amoti Betty Singoma. I think that's her pet name. She's here as well. Mom, thank you so much for tuning in to support Teddy Abwooli. Proverbs is Mfumu. Gloria is correcting you. Proverbs is Mfumu. Thank you so much, Abwooli, for that. And the Sabarongo Edward Nyakana, Proverbs nizo Mfumu. That is Sabarongo Edward Nyakana, all the way from Belgium. Thank you so much, Sabarongo, to joining us today. Anne Slate Abwooli is saying teach caregiving through radio station. I think you did say that. We must do more of sensitization. On radios, on TV, all the radios in Bunyoro should talk about mental health and sensitize people and tell them what is happening, because there are so many things about mental health that most people do not know, especially those in our villages. Community dialogues, since most of our village people have no radios, Bambi. This is a very important point, because not everyone in the villages have a radio or a TV. So Gloria is saying community dialogues. I think ni wobo kuikaro mu meeting tukatungayo babeta ba health workers bakagenda bakasomesa abantu om different communities inko bayige no suggestinga naiwe. Thank you so much Gloria for that suggestion. I think we must put it in place. Our leaders, I hope they are watching here and listening to this amazing talk. This is their work to make sure we have these community dialogues happening in Bunyoro. Gloria commenting, she's your fan, I bet, and my fan too, because she's really commenting. Thank you, Gloria, for all your comments. Going to meet them in good sense, in good is good, since you are reaching to low resource setting people. Yeah, I think she's still talking about the community dialogue. Reaching out to them, going there personal and reaching out to them is more than us sitting on TVs and talking. Bakwani baturanka ba stars, bakwani batura abo baikala TV tutukugendo akubahikira. So I think we need to go there physically and talk to these people. And I think this should be our next target. With prayers, we hope when we open, we will start doing these things, going out to reach out to the community. Diana, naiwo commenting, Morina Linda, the chair of BKDA. Thank you so much for tuning in, Abwooli, and well done, Caroline and team. Always, naiwe bale kusima Abwooli. Thank you so much for the support. Alice Mama Agamba kakiagenda. Isolation is one of the causes of dementia in our older people. As you said, older people, as you said, older no longer live with grandchildren. So someone is accepting that isolation causes dementia. Kwesega Stephen Robinson, I'm glad to be watching this. Stephen is from Sudan. Oh, tunaona ba Sudan. Thank you so much, Sudan, for tuning. I mean, Stephen, not Sudan. Stephen for tuning in all the way from Sudan. Mukama ayongere kukoze seyo byone byokora Sudani. And who else has commented? Actually, we are lucky we do not have so many questions today. Hati, we are not having so many questions. People are just appreciating what you've said, and they are commenting and giving us suggestions on how to go about mental health, what we are meant to do, which most of the things you had covered. And I'm sure our next target or our next plan is to make sure we put these suggestions into action. Hati, with that, after reading this chat and acknowledging our viewers, I'm going to ask our engineer, Umkuru JJ, a man called J, to play for us a video about Bella Smiles Development Disabilities that Abwooli Teddy started last year in November. And she's here again to report to us and to tell us exactly what is happening and what they have been able to achieve. Abanyoro na Bunyoro Kitara and friends of Bunyoro, please enjoy this amazing video done by Bella Smiles for development disabilities. And we'll be back after the video clip. Mutyomuno Abanyoro na Bunyoro Kitara and friends, enjoy the clip.
This is Ainebyona evidence from Western Uganda, Mitoma district, in a village called Buteleko. Evidence has got a developmental disability. Having a developmental disability affects one's everyday life, from doing activities of daily living and communicating with others. His mother, Kyomhendo Jenina, is his entire world. She operates a small food stall, which is his hands and legs. In Africa and Uganda in particular, children with developmental disabilities are faced with a number of challenges. The common being stigmatized, neglect by parents, relatives, and teachers. It is challenging to be a parent to a child who has got a developmental disability. Teddy Diana Kemirembe knows this very well. She is a mother to a child who has got a developmental disability. It is with such an experience that gave birth to an organization called Bella Smiles for Developmental Disabilities.
We started last year, 2020 in July. Me and my friend Rita, we were grieving Sabella got diagnosed with Rett syndrome. Rita lost her baby who had Edward syndrome. And so we decided to help other parents like us.
Rita Ayo, the executive director for Better Smiles for Developmental Disabilities, lost a baby who had been diagnosed with Edward syndrome. It is with this experience and trauma and the loss of the baby that makes her team up with Diana Kemirembe for the work of meeting challenges faced by kids of developmental disabilities.
The purpose of Bella Smiles for Developmental Disabilities in Uganda is to pave way to empower individuals with developmental disabilities and their families to be more inclusive in their communities and live transformed lives.
Better Smiles for Developmental Disabilities believes that coping with this condition is never a hindrance to living a life to the fullest.
We hope to achieve this through awareness creation to promote acceptability of individuals with developmental disabilities, empowerment of individuals with developmental disabilities through skill training programs aimed at improving their household income, empower them with information on how to make well-informed decisions on how to handle care and treat individuals with developmental disabilities, the use of assistive technology tools that will enable individuals be more independent in their daily living activities while at home and in their communities.
Our mission is empowering children and families who are affected by developmental disabilities to access resources and have opportunities to be more inclusive in their communities and to enable them achieve their full potential and live a more transformed life.
Our evidence-based practices that will focus more on research, partnership with clinical experts on developmental disabilities in applied behavior analysis, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy. We shall also be conducting outreach programs to gather experiences from families about developmental disabilities.
Better Smiles helps people with developmental disabilities to fight their battles.
Our core values are compassion, kindness, collaboration, respect, and just being inclusive. Bella Smiles for Developmental Disabilities has 5 programs that we're working under. We have the evidence-based treatment and research, where we believe in early intervention and early diagnosis. We're looking to have treatment like speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, ABA, for the children. And then the other program is assistive technology. Then we have the awareness program, we have empowerment program, and the internship and voluntary program, which will be more of like an exchange program for here in the US and also in Uganda.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census Report of 2016, indicates that 12.4% of the Ugandan population live with some form of disability. This means approximately 4.5 Ugandans are people with disability, and this calls for help. Don't let it be a work for Better Smiles for Developmental Disabilities.
Please donate. Go to our website, bellasmilesfordd.org, and click on the donate button. Subscribe and follow us on our YouTube channel, our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
You can do something. Donate today to Better Smiles for Developmental Disabilities.
That is the amazing video clip by Bella Smiles for Developmental Disabilities. Mubaboine the founder Teddy Abwooli ali hamu naitwe hanu n'omunywani we executive director ali back home. Those were the 2 ladies who were speaking, and they are the founders and co-founders of this amazing organization or charity. Na habwekyo Abwooli webale muno kukora omulimo gunu. When you came here last time, nkaba ntamanyire nti this time round at this time in the year in 2021 tujja kuba ntwolekya ebisani bino nsemererwe muno kuba nti I am now giving people feedback positive feedback from what you've started by just a word last time and today it's actually happening na habwekyo nkwenda nkusabe hati osobole kuha report yawe to our viewers and listeners kandi nkobo osabire abantu. I hope people who are listening to you and who are watching us today will be able to click the button and donate something because you are doing a very amazing work for these young children that could have been left or abandoned because of lack of resources. Webale Abwooli, without wasting time, please give us the report for Bella Smiles for developmental disabilities.
Webale Munatenyi, thank you so much. Inja kubanza correcting amkatito. I would love to thank ngenda kubanza kusima inja kusima Kugonza Kiki Rakasaija. I don't know if he's in the chat room today. He's the one who connected me to Julius. I don't know Julius's last name, but Julius is in Uganda, Amoti, and I think he does a lot of work on Kitara TV. He's the one who did this video for us. Me being here and then people being back home, it was a challenge, but he made it work. So thank you, Kugonza, thank you, Julius, thank you for making that video. So without further ado, I know we are time sensitive. I want to first thank buli muntu wena atuyambire to be where we are. There is no way we can do this work without all our donors, supporters. People have donated things. Abantu bajahanu nibalete bintu. I would love, I think, let me mention our main donors. There is Justina Tago, Rwanda, I don't know her last name, Mr. and Mrs. Mwanje. They are here here in Washington. Mr. and Mrs. Agaba, they have done really wonderful donating. Kugonza Akiki is a very good support of Bella Smiles. I would also love to thank Juliet Adom, all the way in the Bronx and from Ghana. Very, very, very supportive of Bella Smiles. There's no way we could have done this without those people I've mentioned and other people that I've not mentioned that have been donating, supporting, giving ideas in any form. Please, please, thank you. And I would love also to thank Voice of Bunyoro, because this is where we started. In November, I introduced this. I said we're going to do this and all that. Thank you so much, Voice of Bunyoro, for always the support you give Bella Smiles. So we, last time I said we had not actually registered. We were waiting on our 501c Nkowege Nogamba Mugeta Charity. It had to get a non-profit organization, which is actually hard to get. It's very hard to get a non-profit organization approved by the Internal Revenue Authority, which is IRS. So they approved our non-profit in January of this year. Yay! So we have the 501c, which actually entails we can get donations, and which is a big thing here in America, because people who donate at the end of the year, we write them a receipt what they have donated, and when they are filing for their taxes and Misoro, they can get something back from what they donated, which is a really good thing. So I would encourage you to really donate, because at the end of the year, we'll send you a receipt of what you've donated, and you'll get that money back. Not all of it, but maybe half of it. So that's a good thing. So we did that, we got that, and then we actually have sent, we have done 3 shipments already from all the donations we've got, and we've supplied the first one that we sent. Our second shipment is arriving in Uganda, and we'll be starting a thrift store banikyo leero kimurunyoro muranganyire ebintu ebimukambi baze murujungu for Bella Smiles, if that's okay. So we are starting a thrift store where we'll ebintu tujja biteeka nkomuka kubitunda for the public, the Ugandan public, but for all our families and children that are under Bella Smiles, they things for free. T-shirts, toys, things to use at home, things that have been donated here, they'll get them for free. And so that shipment is very important. We have been able to do, oh my God, I even don't know. People think I dream so much and I go crazy with it. But I think when you dream too much and you let God guide you and say, this is what I want, God has seen us through. We were able to do a GoFundMe. We raised like $3,000. We have received for the whole entire year, we've received over maybe $20,000 from donations, which we have done to do like capacity building. Like, starting an organization is very hard. We had to do a website. We had to do all these things. We have T-shirts here. We're doing like brochures, business cards, all those things that entail to do an organization. So that helps us to do that. We have been able, actually, let me read a little bit because of time. But so I said that GoFundMe, we have, last time I spoke about the strategic plan. So our plan is we're going to buy land in Uganda. We still don't know where we're buying it. I hope we all agree with the team here that we'll buy it in Bunyoro. And if we have anyone in Bunyoro who will give us like maybe 6 acres and give us a discount on that, please let us know and hit us up. We're really trying to buy this land this year. So that being said, we want to build a facility. That facility will have a treatment with treatment rooms where we'll do therapies that we have mentioned in the video: speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy. The ABA can be done in the homes. We have been able, with the help of Mrs. Agaba Milka, that's my aunt who was supposed to present with me today, we have been able to identify doctors that we're going to be partnering with in Uganda, and they are good to go. We were going to start diagnosing, and then, hey, we got the lockdown due to COVID-19, and we want everybody to stay safe. We want you guys to stay safe, so we're not going to start diagnosing until when the guidelines are lifted, and so we'll start our diagnosing the kids. So far, we have 10 or 15 clients that we have identified. Most of them are in Kampala. We have and Kasese, because one of our members there in Uganda she's from Kasese, so she's able to travel. I'm hoping my sister, Simple Nyanjira, the one you are talking, who is in the chat, will be also like getting people in Masindi, Hoima, and all those districts in Bunyoro. If you know anybody or any family that has developmental disabilities, please hit us up. The US number is there, and also the Ugandan number is there, where we want to work with people. We have been able also to write up our we're doing a lot of like partnership. So we did partnership with Farmstead, and I have beautiful pictures with my Bella and my mom and my uncle. We went to visit the farm. His name is Terry. He's helping us out, giving us like an acre of land to do whatever we want to do on it. He's not really giving it out, but he's leasing it out for free to Bella Smiles. And we are working on like poultry or animals, and maybe a small, stuff that we can do there. So we are having that partnership. We are also doing, I think we did a lot of awareness programs. Like we came here, but I do a lot of awareness program. We do videos. We try to do that. We also partnered with Jocelyn Alinda, who is from Masindi, actually my neighbor in Rukondwa. So we partnered with her. She's a business lady who does crafts, and she's going to be teaching our mothers how to do these crafts, and teach them how to tailor. We bought machines here, sewing machines. We'll be doing our own diapers. We'll be making our own wipes. We'll be teaching ladies how to do these things. We also plan to do to make shea butter, which we can also sell here with the arts and crafts that we'll be getting from our mothers. The main goal is to empower women to be financially independent and be able to take care of these kids. Me, as you know, I work 2 jobs. I'm a single mom. I am always working, but I'm financially independent, and that's how I'm able to take care of my kids. We are actually hoping and just wishing that we could do more. So when the lockdown happened, we thought about our children. So we ran a campaign to donate anything to send to Uganda under the COVID-19 emergency campaign. So we got like $600 donated, but we got like a lot of masks, a lot of sanitizers, a lot of vitamins to send to Uganda. But we don't have money to send it yet because it's very expensive. But I'm hoping maybe this week or next week we'll be able to send that. We were able to donate food to our families and our team in Uganda during this lockdown, and also we provided the masks that we had so that we keep our people safe. And also back home, Rita, Simple, Dina, and Mark, they are doing a lot of sensitization by calling our families. They call them up and teach them how to follow the guidelines, which is very important. They encourage them, please stay at home. If you don't have food, call us up and we'll call this boda to bring you food. Boda is the main transportation in Uganda, you know that, to bring you food or to bring you something. And then we're teaching them how to wear masks also, because most Ugandans, I don't know, they are wearing masks that heru, so that's not protecting yourself. So we are doing a lot of sensitization via how you can wear a mask in a proper way and how to dispose it if it's a disposable one. If it's not a disposable one, how do you, like a clothed one, how do you wash it and let it dry? We are also encouraging them to clean their homes, to take the vitamins or to take the natural herbs that are being told to be useful, especially those with vitamin C, zinc and all that. So we are really doing a lot of sensitization via the phone. We don't go to their homes. We call them up every week and remind them to follow the guidelines. And those who don't have TV or those who don't have radios, we are calling them. And those who don't have like airtime? I don't know how they call it in Uganda. OT, I hear OT. I don't know even what it means. So those who don't have OT, we are trying to give them OT. You see how we are working hard? We're trying to give them OT so that they can be connected via the phone. If anything happens, we are able to hear from them, or if they are lacking anything, they are able to contact us, or we are able to reach them. So that's how we're doing it. I'm encouraging fellow Ugandans to actually work together. Kino obanki baze murunyoro, I even don't know, but we have a upcoming event for Bella Smiles for our anniversary. We started in July. So July is around the corner and our anniversary is July 31st. We'll be doing an anniversary and a fundraiser, which has been a lot of organizing. I'm thanking everybody who is organizing with me, who is willing to participate, donate, come to this event, especially if you're in Washington. I know Kasaija is not there in the chat room, but I know he's doing a lot right now to help me. And I would also love to thank, I think it's called Pacific North American Association, PANOA, which is located here in Washington. They are working with Bella Smiles to help us have a very good event. I'm encouraging people to work together. There's a lot of separation or a lot of disunity amongst Ugandans, and not only here in Washington. I came from New York. We used to have that too. But I encourage Ugandans to leave behind all the negative feelings about onutimbaza nawe, onutimwenda, onutinkwenda kubaza nawe, awokuba of different reasons, to leave that behind. And if someone starts something, let it be a business, let it be a charity, let it be anything, to come and support. If, as long as that person is a Ugandan, please support them. Or to this emergency call for COVID, I was so surprised thinking on this show. It's only 2 people who are Ugandans who donated to that call. And I'll say it. That is Kugonza and my uncle Agaba, and of course me and the team here. But majority of people who contributed actually were friends who are here, who just were like, what? This is happening? We're coming. We are bringing. I had a lady who I work with. She brought like 1,000 masks. They are still in my garage. Like 5 cartons of sanitizer. I mean, like Julieta Dome. She's in New York. She's from Ghana. She was like, I have to do something. She was also like encouraging people on Facebook, please help Diana. She's doing this. Please support her. Sudanese people here in Washington, they have been so supportive for Bella Smiles. They're not Ugandans, but you're surprised. Ugandans will rush to go. And I'm not saying that, I guess that's their way of self-care. We tend to go very fast into parties. If there is a party, a wedding, a graduation, which is good, people are very fast to go to those things. But when you're doing something to help, especially back home, it's very rare to find Ugandans helping each other. I'm being honest about this, and I'm not being critical, but this is something that I have realized, me as Teddy Diana Kemirembe. So that is just me. What I have observed being in the diaspora is we are not working together. Me as a person, if any Ugandan comes to me and has a problem and wants me to help them, even if I don't like them, I won't say I don't like you, I'm not going to help you, but I rush to help. Even when I can't help, I'll give you resources where to go get the help you're looking for. I've helped many people here who are Ugandans, like file for work permits, those who don't know how to do a resume, and those who want to do, let's say, doing a resume, you're going to get a CV. It's hard to do a resume that is American acceptable. I've sat on my computer helping people here to get jobs, to get immigration papers filed, without anything that I want back. But when it comes to things that really help Ugandans, we tend to not pay attention. I think that's what I say in Bunyoro. Buli muntu alaarwe, But then you find people, strangers. Like I was walking with my daughter just a few days ago, and a lady was like, oh, what's wrong with her? Why is she shaking her hands? Why is she making those noises? And so I move around with brochures for Bella Smiles, and I said, hey, read about it under this organization. I started this organization. Before you know it, this lady is one of the people who contributes for Bella Smiles. So strangers are coming to help us. But I'm really nkubagiza bana Uganda. Please, let's work together. Owaba yobine bintu nka conventions, like there is a Uganda North American Association, UNA. They do conventions every year. You find thousands of Ugandans going to enjoy, drink, eat, and all that, which is good. I'm not saying it's bad, but for these causes, those organizations should come and help. I don't know what they are doing about COVID, and I'm hoping they are doing something, but I haven't seen it on their websites. So I'm calling upon all these organizations that are out there, that are founded by Ugandans, something about our back home that are really, really dying. We are losing people every day, which is very sad to read and see rest in peace all the time. So let's stand up together. Let's help each other, not only for Bella Smiles, but for our people back home. especially during these hard times. Lastly, I want to say those who are in Washington and watching, and please come for the event for Bella Smiles. July 31st, yeah, come join us. It will be very interactive. It will be also like a party. We'll have entertainment, we'll have food, we'll have alcohol. Yes, we'll have alcohol. I'll make sure we have alcohol because I've realized we Ugandans, like Kenyans, everyone, they love drinking. So yes, we'll have alcohol for you. Come and support us. Thank you so much. I think I've spoke a lot, but let's work together. Please, let's work together.
Amazing. All right, thank you so much. I think I will not ask for your last words because you have said all the last word I thought you would say in your statement. Your statement you've just made, it's been a powerful one, and I guess people have heard what you've called, asked us to do. Unity, work together, support each other, whatever any other person is doing, please let's join together and work together as a unity. We were talking about this last week with my colleague Arali Kitone about how we need to be united as Bunyoro, not only as Bunyoro but as Ugandans. And you've said it all, and I'm sure you are among the people who are writing on that day last Sunday. Amazing. Thank you so much for those amazing remarks that you have. Tutahe, tuyambe, tukole nursing homes in Koboze Serege, or as a mental health, and of course she's calling upon the elderly nursing homes, which we as people in the diaspora must join hands together and do this. I always remember one of my followers, Akiki Ronald, who is from Italy. He always tells me, Caroline, we need to work, we need to put things in action, and this is something that we must work towards to make care homes in Bunyoro. Na habwekyo ninyenda kuconcludinga our chat today, or our discussion. Ninyenda concludinga with the amazing comment again from your mom, because I know she will be happy for me. She will be happy to hear me read her comment. And she says, wow, God bless your work. That is from Betty Isingoma, omukaikuru wawe akuzara asimire muno, and I'm sure it is very interesting and very exciting to see your daughter do things, actually put things in action. And I do believe she's very happy to see Bella Smiles reach where it is today. Na habwekyo ninyenda concluding this show, ninyenda kusima Abwooli webale muno emirime yokora mu Uganda, webale muno nokutusomesa about mental health or Bunyoro, abantu abandi ebindi babaye batabimanyire, but you have done a lot of research. Kandi tusalire muno anti wawe Malka agaba akiki butaba hamnaitwe hano kirokinu habokuba she was going to tell us more of the things that you are not able to explain to us. Kionkani tumanya ni tugumya na ruhangali naitwe. We will be back together again with Akiki on board for the next topic in mental health. Thank you so much for all the work you're doing, and itwe hano hairakali ya Voice of Bunyoro in the diaspora. We are more than happy to partner with you, Bella Smiles, and work together to make these young children that you're helping in Uganda get a life that they deserve to have, because every child has a right to live comfortably and happy, and this is what you're trying to do for these young kids with these disorders, or disorders that they have, the complications that they have. And itwe nkatimu yaitu hanu, we are more than happy to work with you. We are sorry we didn't see the GoFund. Next time when we do, we will do our best to contribute. Amot Kasaija Akiki webale muno to support Bella Smile smiles. Uncle Agaba, thank you so much for the support, and I'm sure next time all the Bunyoro and all Ugandans will join hands with you after the call you've done today here Hierarchy Bunyoro in the diaspora. We will be back next week Saturday, unless you have anything to say, but if you don't and you have already given us how people can get in touch with you, please go back to our chat, look at Bella Smiles contact details, and please feel free to contact Abwooli and all the team that she works with, both here in the UK, in the US, in the diaspora, and back home. I'm sure toina kintu kindi kyokuongeraho balize ogambire you're tired, you've done what you have to do, you have said what you had to speak, and now I want to say we will be back next time, next Sunday, 6:30, same time, with yet another guest. Please follow us, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, our YouTube channel, and subscribe and like our comments, like our videos, just as our team member Adewaki at Woki has encouraged us to do in the chat. We will be back. This is Hierarchy Bunyoro, the voice of Bunyoro in the diaspora. Caroline Ajuna Kibuka Atenyi, Ninyoe host Wario Kandi. It is supported by BKDA, that is Bunyoro Kitara Development Association, and Rise Up Community Inclusion. Mwebale muno kumpuliriza, and we will see you again. Please continue following government regulations of COVID-19 from wherever you are, because COVID-19 is real. Twikale tusabirangana kandi tusabire ensi yaitu Uganda habwokuba hali nambere tuli hati Uganda. The situation is really concerning everyone, and we are all scared. We don't know what the future holds. Baitu mukama naitwe alihamu naitwe nitumanya byona bijja kuhuwa. One day COVID-19 will be something that we'll sit down and remember and talk about. Mutyo muno mwebale kumpuliriza, and I will be back next week. Mukama alinde, and have a blessed week ahead of us. Bye.
Ebyamakane bibanja nyine kana kagongo kona baitu atino hura mpikiza ndabe omukampo no mubisenyi iwe ngomuntu tembura kandyo yombekenju osomesa abana byale miti handike ekitabo baterebezine ekirala ky'obumanzi ekinyakulinde hanga abanyamwenge zali njokizibwa na muro ekirala ekyabwe senkulu ekirala kyawe kiraha ubwo ekirala bwina zibubi ekimanyisa polifanohera ekirala ekyomwebembezi wawe ekirala ekyatoro kikaburanka hamwebwe mukombe kekirala oli mwebembezi weziringire kizibu kimaleho kyoleke ekirala kyawe abantu bakimanyire okamanzi okyungule kitweka baza amazima tule nkube kutero tasora kwejinira okawerekerezi hanga wenulisiriza nguba kuheba hasa kugabembeho munosemeza abantu yombekese engudo lunde kyombe kuba kwijukege sakira abantu enkurakura natema olugenda bakukuragira ekirala kyawe kiraha ubwo ekirala bwina zibubi ekimanyisa polifanohera ekirala ekyomwebembezi wawe ekirala ekyatoro kikaburanka hamwebwe mukombe ekirala bagenzi bange busawo kintu kibi nkokuba mwebembezi mbakwetawo ekitinisa okaruga mu ntebeki otaine kirale barakwijukiraho kamukwebembera kwawe ekirale kyeka yanyu ekirale kyekika kyanyu ekirale ky'oluganda lwawe kiraha mugenzi wange kyekaguli oluganda olutaine ekirale kurahire ruba lucweki ihanga litafiire yokombeka ekirale bantu inywe ligoromboka ekirale kyawe kiraha ubwo ekirale bwina zibubi ekimanyisa polifanohera ekirale ekyomwebembezi wawe ekirale ekyatoro kikaburanka hamwebwe mukombe ekirale kyawe kiraha otaine yombeka ekirale abaana bawe n'abaijukuru ekibalisangaho n'ensi ekakimanyira nda yawe kigambo kanyenyigire mu kirale eky'okuzina ninyiri ky'abantu munuka okombeka ekirale nyina okunira nti bundi bantaroho kigambo balikinyejukiraho kandi mutabani wa kijuma omukika kiri nadikahwa bana banyamwenge kaswa abasita bambale ekirale kyawe kiraha ubwo ekirale bwina zibubi ekimanyisa polifano ekirale ekyomwebembezi wawe ekirale ekyatoro kikaburanka hamwebwe mukombe ekirale kyawe kiraha ubwo ekirale bwina zibubi ekimanyisa polifano ekirale ekyomwebembezi wawe ekirale ekyatoro kikaburanka hamwebwe mukombe ekirale kyawe kikaburanka hale mugire tumbeke ekirale
You're welcome. Thank you.